the very angry dwarf. And Snow White, of course. Once upon a time, there was a young girl called Snow White. She was lovely, but the wicked queen was jealous and wanted to get rid of her. The queen's magic mirror told her that Snow White was prettier than she was, and she wasn't having that. Snow White ran away. She came across a little cottage and nobody was home, but the door was unlocked, so she crept inside. There were 7 little chairs around a low table in the kitchen and 7 little beds in the bedroom upstairs. "Oh my goodness!" cried Snow White. 7 darling little children must live here with no one to look after them. The cottage was a mess, so Snow White set to work tidying, sweeping, polishing, and singing so sweetly that all the animals in the forest came to listen. "There," she said, "clean as a whistle." Soon after, Snow White heard footsteps outside. "The children are back. Come on in, my little darlings," she cried, flinging open the door, only to be greeted by 6 bearded little men. Oh dear, who are you?" asked Snow White. "I'm Shouty, I'm Hairy, I'm Hungry, I'm Whiffy, I'm Sniffy, I'm Jolly," replied the dwarves. "But who are you?" they all asked. "I'm Snow White. I was lost and I found your dear little cottage, and I'm really sorry, but I went in and I've tidied up and made some food," shouted the dwarves, and rushed past her to attack the stew. Snow White told them her sad story while they ate. The dwarves were almost finished eating when another dwarf stormed in, looking very cross. His name was Angry. "Who is this?" he shouted rudely. "This is Snow White. She's come to stay, and she's made us some delicious food," said Hungry. "I'm sorry, Angry, but there's no stew left," said Snow White. "How about some cake instead?" "What kind of cake?" "Cherry cake." "But I don't like cherries." Then he kicked over his chair and stormed out of the cottage, slamming the door behind him. "Oh my goodness, is he always like that?" "Yes," replied the dwarves all together. "He always shouts at me because I'm too noisy," said Shouty. "He always shouts at me because he smells anything nasty, and it's not always me," said Whiffy. "He shouts at me whenever I sniff. It's not my fault. Noses run in my family," sniffed Sniffy. "He gets cross with me when my tummy rumbles too loudly," mumbled Hungry. "He gets nuts just because I sometimes leave hair in the bathtub," replied Hairy. "And he gets upset with me because I'm too cheerful. It makes me laugh, and then he gets even madder," chuckled Jolly. Snow White found Angry outside, bashing a tree trunk with a stick. "What a good idea to go off on your own when you're angry," said Snow White. "But instead of bashing a tree, why not collect some firewood?" "I have a lot of wood already. The other dwarves made me so mad." "Well, when they do, take a deep breath, count to 10, go for a walk, collect some firewood, and when you calm down, tell them how you feel." "They won't listen," said Angry. "Well, they will if you want some cake," said Snow White. Back at the cottage, Angry explained to the other dwarves why they made him so mad. "You're always sniffing, Sniffy. Couldn't you try using a tissue?" "Okay, I'll try." Snow White helped everybody to say what they thought, and nobody shouted, not even Shouty. Angry said sorry to everyone, and they all said sorry back. Then they all had a big group hug, which Whiffy spoiled just a bit. Angry was about to get mad when he remembered that Snow White had told him he didn't dare take a deep breath. So he went outside, counted to 10, and walked off to collect some wood. Angry felt calmer, but he had collected so much wood that he couldn't see where he was going. And then crash! He bumped into an old lady who tumbled to the ground, dropping a shiny red apple she was carrying. The apple smashed to pieces, leaving a nasty black stain on the grass. "You clumsy fool!" screeched the old lady, whose wig had fallen off. "It took me forever to make that poisoned apple for Snow White, and now it's ruined." It was the wicked queen in disguise. "We don't have any apples, but you could have a piece of cherry cake if you like." "I don't like cherries," roared the queen. "I think you should take a deep breath, count to 10, go for a walk, collect some wood, and when you've calmed down, tell me how you feel," Angry calmly replied. The wicked queen didn't appreciate Angry's advice, so she stomped off in a huff. Snow White and the other dwarfs came out to see what all the shouting was about. "Oh, Angry, thank you. You got rid of that nasty wicked queen, and you didn't even lose your temper." Then she gave him a big piece of cherry cake, with all the cherries picked out, of course. Snow White and the 7 dwarfs went back to the cottage where they lived happily ever after, and they never ran out of firewood again.